Good afternoon. I'm Mary from Stampin' Peace with Mary Nabe. I thank you for joining me today on this, what is in Columbus to be a gloomy and cold and sleety kind of afternoon, but I'm happy to be joining you right now on, on Tuesday evening, I featured a Joyfold card. So if you missed that, you'll want to go back to Stampin' Scrap with Mary Nabe on Tuesday, November 5th to see that. And I showed you a product medley, Most Wonderful Time product medley. And I also showed you examples of things I made with the Christmas Rose bundle, and that is part of the Christmas Time is Here product suite. And that's what I'm using today, okay? It includes that stamp set. And one thing to note about the stamp set is part of it is photopolymer and part of it is red rubber, okay? This, oops, I have it out. This one single stamp is red rubber, and it's great to use if I want to do some coloring of this, whether it be with Stampin' blends or watercolors or whatever. And then the rest of the stamp set is photopolymer. And this is photopolymer because it involves lots of layering and 2- and 3-step stamping. So this is something new. We've never had a stamp set that was made up of both photopolymer and, let me adjust this slightly, and red rubber. It also includes the roses dies. There are several pieces. This actually cuts out some designer series paper, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then we have 2 that cut labels, a large and small, and then accent pieces, which I'll be using a little bit of today. So thinking about today's project, I decided why not do a little bit of a twist. Oops, I gotta enlarge this so I can see all your comments. Sorry, ladies. Feel free to share. Who's with me? Wendy, Dana, Kathy, Patty, thank you all for joining me. Hi, Jackie. Okay, be sure and comment. I will be giving away a card today, so be sure to comment. Hi, Diane. Where are you from, Diane? Your name is familiar to me. Okay, so I decided I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on the Joyfold card. If you remember from Tuesday, typically our Joyfold card is like this. And I could use it this way, but I thought, why not just turn it the opposite direction and make it a vertical card? So it's really the very same thing, but it just depends if you're going to stamp, which direction you want to stamp, or if you have directional designer series paper, you want to pay attention to that as well. So let me show you that, and then I'll also show you a quick and easy note card or thank you that we'll also make. So for your Joyfold card, and again, this is a little twist of the one we did Tuesday. The Joyfold card is basically a large and a small card base put together. So for your large card base, you're using a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches, okay? And it's scored at 2 3/4 inches, or you could say it's scored at 5 1/2 too, okay? And that main card base will have the fold on the left and open from the right, okay? And then we'll decorate the front or the inside and then the front flap as well, okay? And typically we just go with standard pieces. So for example, on this one, my background is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, And this one is, let me think, 2.5 by 4 inches. But on this one, I'm going to jazz it up a little bit more than this one. I'm going to put this here to hold that down so you can see it. I'm just going to jazz it up a little bit more, dress it up a little bit more by, oh, I hope I'm not frozen for everybody. Here it says I'm doing fine. So hopefully you're okay, Patty, and can get back on. Hi, Marilyn. Okay. I'm going to jazz up that card base a little bit more by adding some extra layers. Okay. I've got my designer series paper cut at 5 1/4 by 4 inches, but I'm going to back that on a piece of gold foil that measures 1/8 of an inch larger. So the gold is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, and I'm going to put that on the inside of my large card base. And again, I'm essentially doing the same thing I did on Tuesday for that horizontal joy fold card, but I'm just turning it to a vertical position. I also want to put something, you don't have to, but I like to show off designer series paper, and the joy fold card is a fabulous way to do that. Because I can essentially use 3 designer series papers easily. So typically I would just add a piece that is 4 inches by 2.5, but I want to back that again with the gold. Okay, so I'm doing 4 1/8 by 2 5/8 inch of the gold. Okay. I know you've heard me say several times how much I love designer series paper, and I honestly think that's why I love this fun fold so much, is I can just show off that DSP. Okay. Patty, yes, if you jump on ahead of me going live, it does not just pop up. You have to refresh and start again. So hopefully you're with me now. Okay. Hi, Mary Lou, and hi, Leslie. Oh, ladies, thanks for joining me and thanks for commenting. Okay. So there I have that first part of my joy fold card, the large card base. Now I need the second part of my joy fold card, and that is the small card base. So I have that here. It's cut 3 inches by 8 inches, and I scored it 4 inches. And you're going to simply fold that in half. Give it a nice crease with your bone folder. I guess I should do that with this one. Okay. And then again, I'm adding an extra layer. Patty, thanks for sharing. I'm adding an extra layer. So instead of just putting my whisper white on the inside, and that would be 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, I'm adding some gold foil, and that measures 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay. Now remember, if you want to stamp the inside of your card, I suggest that you do that before you actually adhere it to the gold or adhere it to the inside of your card base. Okay. Alice, thank you for sharing, and it's nice to have you with me today. Okay. Now I want to decorate the front of that. And I'm also going to put a gold layer there. Same thing, 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so really the main differences between this one and this jazzed up one, this more dressed up, elegant, formal looking one, is that I've added that extra layer of gold on all parts. Okay. Now, before I embellish my card, I do want to put the two together. Okay. Now, keep in mind, it could still be a vertical or a horizontal card, but today I'm changing that around and making my joy fold cards in the vertical position. So you're going to put adhesive on the back of your closed small card base. Open up your large card base and you're just going to center this. Make sure your fold is at the top. Okay. You're going to center this on that base, on top of all those layers. Okay. And now you have the basic joy fold card. Hi, Joni. Nice to have you. Thanks for joining me. Okay, now it's time to dress up our joy fold card. I believe I showed you on Tuesday, but in case you weren't here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of this paper because honestly, it's gorgeous. And this is the Christmas Time is Here Designer Series paper and the Christmas Time is Here product suite. And this is not in the holiday catalog. It's not in the annual catalog. You can find it on my website. It's a special, special product suite that we have available this month only or while supplies last. So if you love it, please do not wait till the last day of the month to order it because some or all of the products may be gone by then. Okay, and I don't find out any sooner than you do. If it's sold out, it's sold out. So please do not miss out on this. But the papers are gorgeous. Okay, here's one. Isn't that awesome? And there's the back of it. It's got pine and berries and pine cones. Here's the cherry cobbler with the gold diamond pattern. And on the back, it has Poppy Parade and Mossy Meadow. Okay. And then, and I don't think of Poppy Parade necessarily as a Christmas red, but I like the way it works. It really does. The other thing about it is that it also works for occasions other than Christmas. Okay. And then this is the other sheet. Okay, so the color scheme is the white, cherry cobbler, Poppy Parade, Mossy Meadow, and then the metallic gold. Okay, yes, Joni, it is very pretty, Sue. Joni, it is a multi-pack. Okay, it's these three, and you get 4 of each sheet. So you can make a whole lot with it. Okay, and as of now, including these things, and I'm going to show you a little bit more, including these things, I've already previously made 8 cards. 4 of them are joy fold cards. I've decorated the tops of 4 gold mini pizza boxes. I've made 2 good size, like little bag or treat favors, little pouches, okay? And I've only used half of the paper, okay? You can do so much with this. And it's fun for me that I'm just working with a smaller number of patterns, okay? But anyways, I did tell you that with the die set, with the roses dies, there is one that cuts out some of the images from this designer series paper. Okay, and here it is right here. Okay, now this die will not cut out all of these. You can see that some of them are different. Okay, and it also, the patterns also go off the paper. That's more authentic looking. But with this die, you'll be able to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the rest you might cut around parts of it. I've even cut like the individual rows and used that as an accent on some of the things I've made. So let me show you this. Now what I do to not waste these extra pieces, I just carefully use my paper snips and just cut around a small border of that. Let me set this aside. I'm going to pull out my Big Shot. I'm never quite sure how this is, Big Shot is showing up on my, in the view for you. So hopefully I've got it right. There's, with this delay, I don't always know if I have it right. Oh, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm just laying it on there, and the easiest way is to line up the dies with those bigger leaves. Okay, it goes around the pine and the berries. All right. Does everybody, and I don't really need it for this because it's a large die, but you know, sometimes if you're using that magnetic platform, your dies will jump around a little bit, if you're, especially if you're using those small dies. Well, a trick to help you with that so they don't jump around is just use a little bit of washi tape, and I'll do it here. I don't really need it now, but I'll just to show you. Just, oh, this is so thin, it's hard for me to always, there it is, find the end. I'll just take a couple little pieces of washi tape and just put it on the edges, a couple edges of the die, and the designer series paper or the stamped cardstock, whatever it is. Whoops. And ta-da, look at that. And isn't that just a beautiful accent? I mean, honestly, I could put this on a card base and love it just like that. Okay, if I just had a plain card base, maybe put a ribbon over here, a little message, and it's beautiful all in itself. Okay, but I'm actually going to use that here as my focal point of my vertical joyfold card, and I'm going to, of course, just because I like dimensionals so much. What's a card without dimensionals on it, right? And these are my minis. I need to go to my stash and pull out some of my big ones, but I figured I've got these minis. I might as well just use them. That's fine. Of course, if you don't have minis, they work great on small pieces, but if you don't have any minis, you simply cut your big ones apart. The other thing is, do not throw away the border of all these dimensional sheets. Just cut thin little pieces, okay? And that makes your dimensionals go that much further. Okay, what do you think? I think it looks pretty beautiful, but I want to add, oh, and let me show you too, that washi tape. It doesn't ruin your designer series paper, and it comes off very easily from your dies without any extra sticky on it. Okay, don't you just, I have to say, I'm looking out my window here. It is so gloomy and so gray and so dark and chilly. There's nothing better than being able to craft inside on a yucky day. How's the weather where you are? Okay, so I'm thinking I want a little more gold accent. This is what I did on this one. Okay, I used this die with the gold foil, and then if you look closely, I added 5 of those gold glitter enamel dots, and the dots come in 4 different sizes. Oh, sunny and cool where you are, Sue. Okay, and I'm trying to think, are you in Washington? Beautiful, sunshiny, where Patty is. Patty's in Wyoming, I remember. Dana in Cincinnati, a little snow earlier. Yes, we had some in Columbus earlier too. I also added this white ribbon. Okay, I did mention too that I thought I liked this with the Poppy Parade or Northwest Ohio, and it's sunny where you are, Sue. Wow, that's awesome. I did mention that not only do I like this for Christmas, but I think it works well for other things, other occasions as well. And one of my go-to sets is Itty Bitty Greetings. Okay. This is so nice. There's just so many different sentiments on here for so many different purposes and occasions. And this would work for anything. For birthdays, sympathy, just a special note to a friend who's going through a tough time. Anything at all. Anything at all. Okay. Now, I'm wondering if this just might be too much gold for me down here. I do like this bit of gold. The other thing is, you could do this, but I'm feeling like that just might be also be a little much for me today. I don't know. What do you think? The two corners? Oh, anniversary. Awesome card for anniversary. And, or this. I'm going to say, let's just experiment and go with the two elegant detailed corner pieces. Okay. Snowing in Vermont. Sue. Oh yes, Sue. I do remember Paulding County. It's hard for me to keep track of where everybody is. I'm just going to pull out some of my gold foil scraps. Let's see. Just need another little one here. Oh, how about this? I could probably do both of them on here. See how I save all these little scraps? Because, and especially with the gold foil, so often the gold, we just need accent. We're using it as accent pieces. So our gold, any of our glimmer papers or foil papers can really go a long way when we're really just using them as accent pieces. Okay, now because, oops, let me do this. Because, oops, one jumped a little. As I was saying, because these are so detailed, I do want to go back and forth with my Big Shot a few times. Okay. A good way to check to make sure they've cut out, oh, not so good on that one. That's a hard thing too about Big Shots. Sometimes, you know, they cut out, each Big Shot is a little bit different based on how much you use it and how much it wears. So if that happens, I just stick it back on, go through a few more times. Hopefully it didn't jump on me. And I also try to put it on a different spot on the cutting plate. Okay. Oh, there. Now you can see I've cut through. The other thing is, on your Big Shots, your die cutting machines, you get more pressure from the rollers on the outsides. We tend to stick everything in the middle, but for these detailed things, we really are better off putting them on the outer edges. Okay. And, oh, I should have had my die brush ready, but I don't, so I'll do this. I love my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to pop out some of these negative spaces, and then the small dots, the small holes, help me remove the piece from the die. Okay, and with this, it's very detailed, so just work slowly and carefully, and you'll be so glad you did. Okay, and it doesn't take long at all. If it's cutting well, it should not take long at all. Joni, I do use my Big Shot a lot. Crazy, right? You can tell by my cutting plates. They're ugly, but that means I've put my Big Shot to good use many, many times. And of course with classes and preparing projects for creative escape weekends, it gets used an awful lot. Okay. All right. Now, okay, I think I am going to like this. I wasn't so sure I was. I think I am. Okay, my fine tip glue is not right here, so I'm going to have to use my multi-purpose glue. And for things like this, you just need a couple dots. Yes, they are loved, very much loved. Hi, Nanette. I think you are somebody new to the VIP group. So thanks for joining me today. Everybody who comments gets entered into a drawing for this card I'm making. So if you are interested in being a winner, make sure you comment. And if you share during the live or even afterwards, that helps me greatly. Facebook is kind of funny. They want to see that there's lots of activity happening, and the more activity you have, more engagement you have on your business page or a Facebook group, the more, what do I want to say? The more they direct traffic to you, okay? Hi, Terry. Oh, I love the gold too. Okay, love it. What do you think? Now, the only other thing I could do, I do have these gold foil or gold glitter enamel dots, and I have this beautiful ribbon. I don't want to overdo it though. I don't want to overdo it. I feel like I might be overdoing it if I put any more on. Any thoughts? How about just a couple little, how about a couple of these dots, enamel dots? Put it right there. I think I'm gonna do this. And again, the gold glimmer dots, there's 4 sizes. You get a whole sheet. I feel like I've been using them so much, but I still have so many left. Okay. And of course, the sentiment, for on the green. Yes, Marilyn, that would look nice too. We could do something like this with the very small ones. Maybe just, maybe like right, how about this? Does anybody have the take your pick tool? I never knew how much I needed one of these until I had it, but it's awesome. We also now have a, what do I want to call it? A die cutting brush that is an attachment, and I have it on order, and I think it's coming tomorrow. I think I have a delivery coming tomorrow. So awesome. How's that? Okay. Now, of course, we have sentiments, and they're all wonderful. I'm not going to put one on, though, because I would say whoever is going to win this card should be able to add their own sentiment. And I'm sure if you're a stamper like me, you have no lack of stamps with sentiments to put in. Okay. So that is my vertical, dressed up, super fancy, elegant, vertical joy fold card. Okay, here's the first one I made. Put that there to hold it down a little bit. Now, I also said I had another quick project for you. So often you just need to write a quick thank you, or a quick, I'm thinking about you, or you need a quick note to go with a floral arrangement you just purchased for somebody at your work, or just drop a quick note to your college student, or anything at all. Here is a quick and easy way. It's a single base note card. Doesn't fold, doesn't open, okay? I've made a color cardstock base by cutting it to 5.5 by 4.25 inches. So it's the same size as a standard card, okay? And then I've added the white insert, which is the standard 5.25 by 4 inches. And then I dressed it up with some gold foil, some DSP. I pulled a sentiment from the Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set. Okay, so let me show you how quickly and easily I can make these. And it's a great way to use up scraps. You know, I love my designer series paper. Some people will say, oh Mary, I just can't cut it up. No, cut it up. But just make sure you use it up. Don't waste those scraps. Yes, Joni, you're right. Great use of those smaller scraps. Okay, so here I've cut Cherry Cobbler. This one is Poppy Parade, I think. Maybe I pulled out Real Red. Ooh, I think I accidentally pulled out Real Red. It was supposed to be Poppy Parade, but oh well, it works. So I've cut Cherry Cobbler 5.5 by 4.25. I'm adding my Whisper White layer, which is 5.25 by 4 inches, same size that we use in our standard cards. Okay. I've already cut some strips. The gold on both of these is 5.25 by 7/8 inches, and the DSP is 5.25 by 3/4 inches. And of course you could make it any width you want. You could put it right at the top of your white. You could leave a little white border. You could put it at the bottom if you want. Okay, I think this time I'm going to put it at the top again, but just leave a tiny little white border. Makes it stand out, pop a little bit more. Okay, and that's all there to it. All right, this might be a good place to, remember I said with these ones that you can't cut out, these would be the ones I'd cut with the die, but the ones I can't cut out with the die, how about if I just use my paper snips and cut out a little rose and some leaves and use that as an embellishment to my simple single-sided note card. I was just thinking, and Joni, I know you are big into giving teacher gifts, and you do awesome teacher gifts. I love it when you show me your projects you send in to Caleb's teachers. But I was just thinking, what if you made several of these, 6, 8, a dozen of these, and made a nice box or decorated one of our clear acetate boxes and gave them as a teacher gift. Okay, so very simple. I could put it here, I could put it on the side. Oh, I kind of like it. I don't know, where do you think? I'm just going to round this off a little bit more. Feel like it's too straight on that side, so I'm just going to do a little of my own cutting. And I think, I don't know, what do you think? This is a hard one for me. How about here? And I'm going to pop it up with some dimensionals. I can use some of these little edges that I cut. Do you know this trick about getting the backs off the dimensionals? You can just use your fingernail and give it a deep push, and it kind of lifts up that backing. And you just pull it that way. Fun little trick. Okay. Now if I thought I needed something more here, I could even, you know, cut a little something like this. I don't care to cut all these little pine things, but they are kind of fun and cute. Let me see if I can do this and make it look kind of neat. It's hard cutting things that are so thin like this. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or not. Let's see. You know? Yeah, that's okay. I might cut it down a little bit with my paper snips. That's the great thing about these paper snips. They're sharp and you can really make some small cuts when you want to or need to. Oh, I just tore part of that off. What are you thinking? Is this a project that's worth a thumbs up or a heart? You're right, Wendy. Wendy, you are right, Wendy. Sometimes you just don't know until you try it. I like your thinking. Great minds think alike. Sometimes I go to the trouble, I'm like, don't really like it. But then I know for sure after I try it. I guess it's like anything in life, right? Okay, I'm just saying, I'm loving these so much. I'm not sure I want to give them away. But I will. I will. I already said I would, so I will. Okay. Let me see. Or maybe like this. Or maybe like that. Might be a little better up here. And I think I'm just going to put that on, oops, with a glue dot. Okay, I do have some exciting news. I think I might have mentioned this sometime last week. I did not. I don't think I mentioned it Tuesday, though. But guess what's happening today? Guess what's happening at my house today? Can anybody guess? Actually, take a guess. If you are the person who is the first to guess what cool thing is happening at my house today, I will send you this quick note card. I'm going to cut out a couple of these little pine cones too. Just feel like I want something more in that corner below. Anybody? Anybody have a guess? Mary Lou, you were right. What's happening in my basement? What's happening in my basement? I'm getting my basement finished. Oh, scrap room vamping. Well, it will be that soon because I'm getting a much bigger craft room than this little bedroom, makeshift craft room that I've been working in since I moved here. But yes, I am very excited. I love having my craft room on my main floor. However, it really is small. I get cramped in here. And this way I will be able to start hosting again some larger events in my home, classes. It's also kind of a dream of mine to start hosting people for, say, for example, an all-day Saturday scrapping day, or a Friday night into Saturday, or perhaps even overnight. I don't have a lot of bedrooms, but I will have 2 extra bedrooms after I move all this downstairs, and also places for, what do I say, air mattresses. So it'll be fun to have people over to do crafting as well. So Mary Lou, you were the first one, but oh, I love the excitement. Yes, make sure enough lighting. And you are so right. That's the only thing. And my space, my workspace downstairs will be a separate room, and there will not be a window in there. And I only have one main window in my basement. But Steve and I have talked about the number of can lights he'll be putting in and outlets, so I can also add some lights as well. So I am very excited, very, very excited. And if all goes as planned, it will be finished before Christmas. So I'll be able to start the new year off with a new workspace and more room to share my job. Okay, so that's that. And Mary Lou, this will go to you. Let me show you one more super quick. And again, if you want, you can leave these blank or you can add sentiments. Okay, so make your bottom layer the same size, 5.5 by 4.25 as a standard size card. This one I'm making a little bit differently. I'm using 3 layers, so I've got 3/4 inch strip, a 7/8 inch strip, and then a gold 1 inch strip. And I've cut these to a 4-inch length. Cut these to a 4-inch length, and I'm going to add it this way. All right. Oh, cheers, Joni. Yes. Of course, wine and crafting, those go together. Add in some chocolate, some good friends and laughs. I'm ready for it. Okay, so there's another one. Okay, so look at how I was able to make 3 beautiful single-sided note cards using scraps of my DSP. Okay, that's all I have for you. Please know that I am working on a, okay, Sue, stay tuned because you'll want to hear this. I am working on emails right now, and if you purchase any part of this suite from me, you will get a free PDF tutorial of all of the projects I've made so far. And let me tell you, there are tons, okay? So many. And I've still got a couple more in the works before I photograph them and get that ready. You will also be invited to my private invitation only Facebook party, which will probably be the Sunday or Monday, either the Sunday or Monday, let me think, before Thanksgiving. And once it's there, it'll stay there and you will have access to that simply because you made a purchase. Oh, Joni, you are funny. You ordered while you were on this live session. You cracked me up. Then you're the first one to be a part of that special Facebook group. If you are on the night I do the virtual party, you will have the opportunity to win some prizes that night. Okay? And I'll also be going through a couple of the very special projects I've made and demonstrating how to do those. Okay? So look for that email coming very soon, and I'll keep track of the orders coming in. I can place your order for you, or you can order on my website. And please use my November host code if your order, yes, please. You can use this host code, Terry. Thanks for asking. Yes, I'm going to keep it the same as my November host code, but I will be able to tell as the orders come in who ordered the Christmas Time is Here products. Okay? All right, that's all I have for you. I will draw a winner after I sign off, and I will announce that on this post. And I thank you for being here with me. I hope that I've been able to inspire you. I hope that you enjoy the projects and that you'll make some yourself. And I hope that you'll share those projects here as well. So again, you will be invited to a private invitation only Facebook group and virtual party simply by purchasing any one or all of the Christmas Time is Here products. And I'll have more information coming out with that very soon. Have a great week. If you are in parts of the country that are cold and gloomy, shine brightly and stay warm. And I will be back with another Facebook Live on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Okay? Have a great week. Or weekend, I should say. It's Thursday. Have a great weekend. And I'll start taking some photographs as the basement project gets underway. It's going to be simple finishing, but it's going to be exciting to get that done and start decorating the whole place with crafts and Stampin' Up product and all those good things. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.